Hey y'all. So today's gonna be video day, and try to get these loaded over the weekend. But to follow up with you from the video loaded last night for the giveaway, these are the mini journals, and I need to go back and glue that little butterfly down so he'll stay. These are the mini journals that I have listed in my Etsy shop that is now open, and I have about, I think, 14 journals listed in there. So there's these 6, and then 4 of the larger file folder minis, and then some of the golden books that I still have available. So, and a couple of those I need to go back and do another video on, because the video that I originally loaded on YouTube is not the greatest, and it cuts off about halfway through it. So anyway, I'll redo those soon too. But okay, so for this one, these are the 6 minis that I made, and they're also made out of the file folders, and they are like 5 3/4 by 4. So and so these would be great. You know, I tried to make them like, I think, what is it, passport size, or for the little T ends, but this, you know, I don't know that that's quite the right measurement. But anyway, so these are just, you know, when I made the other file folders, I have a ton of these file folders, and I still have a bunch more. But I had all these things in my stash, and, you know, I'd made some clusters. So I took, you know, some of the clusters that I'd made and put them on the front. And I'm actually looking back at these, I think, because after you open them, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and put on the butterflies, on a couple of on this one in particular, I'm going to go back and put some triple thick on this, so that it won't wear out every time after opening, because I think it's kind of, you know, it's kind of like getting right there. But I mean, it's not going anywhere. I'm gonna put some triple thick on it. So, but I put on 5 of them, well, 4 of them, I put these little tags. There's like a little tuck here. So in the shop, it'll say, under these pictures, it'll say "Own Your Dreams," because that's what's on this particular tag. But anyway, they're all pretty much the same. They're a file folder, and then this is from some old blue jeans, you know, some canvas fabric, you know, images that I had in my stash from Tim Holtz. Some of them are Graphics Fairy. This is some seam binding that, I don't know if y'all saw that huge box of stuff that Miss Jessica sent me, but she sent me a ton of this vintage seam binding, and this is this is more of a, I forget what they call this. It's got kind of a cord in it, so I tied it off on the end and kind of glued it a little bit so it won't come undone here. But anyway, so let me try not to ramble on forever. This video will be half an hour long. So you know, put clusters, and you know, these were inspired by Jessica, but my style's a little bit different from hers. But I put little bits and pieces in each little pocket here, that you can use within the journal, and but they're fairly basic. You know, it's just regular, you know, scrapbooking paper, writing paper, tea-dyed paper. I put a quote in each one of them, and this one says, "Go where your heart takes you." This is from an old drawing book that I had, and I cut some pieces down for that, a little vintage button, and some, oh my gosh, what's that stuff called, y'all? Hello, seam binding. Anyway, and this is a little tuck, and I've just stapled it down at the bottom. So that's what I did on a lot of the pages that were a little bit larger. I just kind of tucked them, so you can have plenty of little tuck spots in here. This, you can stick things in. This is from an old garden book. An old nautical map, which is really cool. This is a vintage nautical map, and it's North Carolina. So anyway, some music, paper, you know, little scrap fabric, with buttons, the tag with some twine. Put you some paper clips in here. Some tracing paper. This is from a vintage encyclopedia. Just tucked a little scrap piece of paper in there. I think they all have about 15 pages, you know, folded up. So that gives you like 60 places to write. And then on inside of each one it will be a scrapbook paper. And there's bits and pieces that I've left in here so you can make pockets. And then on each signature, I put some little buttons. And they're all stitched in with a hemp twine. It's just a little belly band with little pieces. Fairly simple, a lot of fun. These are a lot of fun to make. You know, with a lot of little neat embellishments. I really like the way these turned out. I think they're really cute. And would be a great size, you know, to carry around with you in your purse. And this one right here, I stuck a little paper clip with a little butterfly. And then, you know, a little tuck spot in the back with some more little bits and pieces in there. Okay, and then that's the back. So I thought they came out really cute. So that's that one. And then there's this one that says embrace the journey, and that comes out. So you don't have to leave that there if you want that somewhere else, or you can tuck something else up in here. You can use these for so many different things. And then here's another butterfly. I'm gonna tack him down, and I'll probably put a little bit of a triple thick on there too. You know, sometimes it's good to have these around a little bit so you can see what's gonna kind of really hold up better. So in each one there'll be little different things. This is a little card. That's Crafts Fairy image from one of my 1967 vintage garden books, and that's Tim Holtz. And of course this doesn't ever want to work right when you're on camera, right? And another little cluster here with some fabric. That's some seam binding and little tickets and scrap pieces of paper. I love this paper. It has a really neat texture to it. I think it's Paper Studio, but anyway, it's really cool. And then this is from an old encyclopedia. I think this is a piece from a 46, 47 encyclopedia. You know, tea-dyed paper, tea-dyed music paper, calligraphy paper, and a piece of that nautical map, writing paper, another piece from the drawing book, scrapbook paper. It's a little tuck there with some little pieces from Tim Holtz paper. This is a little bits of fabric and seam binding won't come to me today, with the little button tag, more music paper, and this is a tuck. This is from that encyclopedia. Yeah, this is from that 1940s encyclopedia, because when I took that thing apart, that was a bear, y'all. Just so you know, they put those books together. They didn't want them to come apart. Anyway, a piece of that map paper from the Tim Holtz. That's Tim Holtz. And then this, of course, this piece, the way I put it in here, I did that so you could just tuck little pieces in here. And then this is the map paper in the middle of this signature, and some little buttons tied to this. And this is hemp twine as well. I just used the black. I used a variety of, I think I either used the black or brown. Yeah, black or brown. I think that one is the only one I used the white. The rest of them are black or brown hemp twine. Wow. Okay. I want a piece of hair up in there. Y'all don't want that, do you? Anyway. So So yeah, these are, and this paper has a really nice feel to it. It's a real silky feel. Tracing paper, another little tuck spot. And these are butterflies that I punched and painted with like a copper paint. You can add more to this if you want to. Throw another little button up in there. You know, make it your own. Just use it for notes. That's just a little piece of a file folder. You can make a tag out of it. Other side of that drawing book, map. This is a little tuck spot, and I put, you know, on the first one I have a little charm. This one I put a little bead charm that I made on the paper clip, and some more little pieces just tucked in there. And then that's a tuck and another little piece of binding, seam binding. And then I did another little cluster on the back and stuck some other pieces in here. So anyway, so that's that one. And this one, so this one says follow your heart. And not, I think there's two of them that don't have this because they didn't end up being like little tuck spots. So, and I didn't want to do them all the same. I'm gonna do some of them different. So this one has a cluster with the paper flower that I inked, and you know, butterflies and bird, and then the same idea. So there's the little cluster there and little bits and pieces. This one I put a little bag in and stuck some little pieces in there. This is another piece from that encyclopedia. I mean, yeah, the 40s one. The drawing book, coffee dye paper, little vintage lace and button, tag, music sheet. This one says always take the scenic route. And I'm pretty sure I put, I'll go back and check, I'm pretty sure I put I might not have pointed it out. I'm pretty sure I put one of these little Tim Holtz sayings in each one of these. So they all pretty much have the same type of stuff. So I'm not gonna say everything. Will be here all day. So there's another paper clip with the bead on it, and then this signature has the flower paper in the middle, and these two little buttons. All the signatures. So you get the idea. Tuck. On the other side of the paper bag, there's little pieces in here. And then a cluster and some more little pieces tucked in on the back. And then that's the back. So I love the way the jean ones turned out. I love using old jeans and stuff. I think it's just really cool. Excuse me. And I apologize, y'all. I know I sound terrible. I'm sniffling and coughing, and I've had allergies horrible the past week. Okay, so this one says "Be You Bravely," and it's a little bit different. This one is a piece of fabric. I had a scrap piece of fabric. I actually think it was, I think it's a piece that someone gave me in a swap, and it was like a sample piece. So, you know, when you get those sample pieces of fabric, it comes with a, like kind of paper. It's kind of glued to paper or whatever, and you can kind of cut out the piece, and it's really neat. It's got a nice, soft feel to it, but it's almost a canvasy thickness. But anyway, but it was like this. So I didn't paint that. This is just this particular piece of fabric. And I thought the green, you know, the green fold, I just thought that looked nice together. But anyway, so you've got the little cluster on the front, and this is a piece of, this is just a piece of burlap ribbon that I had. And then, you know, some little fabric pieces, just kind of like the similar to the rest of them. So, and then the seam binding closure. And then another little cluster and little bits in here. Like little pieces left over from what I cut out to make them. You know, Tim Holtz pieces, just little bits that you can use throughout the journal. And another piece of this is that Paper Studio paper again, which I think is really cool. The whole big piece just looks like an old metal, like distressed door. It's really neat. Yeah, and then the writing paper, the drawing book paper, and then here's one of the sayings in this one. It says, "Out of limitations comes creativity." And a little piece of fabric, this little piece of muslin with a butterfly and a vintage button. I just stuck this in here. These are Graphics Fairy images, and they look like big postage stamps. So I think I put one or two in it. They're not in all of them, but I put it on like some chipboard, and I thought it was cool. You can use it in here somewhere, or you can, you know, use it in another project, make an art tile out of it. And I wish I had more of these. These are vintage. I think it's called Hertford or Hemp. I can't even read it with my glasses on. These are some little vintage tags that someone sent me, and I saved some of them to use in my book, but they're so neat. Anyway, I would love to find some more of those. So put that there. Another tag. And these tags are made out of file folders. So this is a, you know, manila file folder tag. Tracing paper, same thing. And then this, I put a little white bag in here. Little pieces. Another one of those little cards. Made a belly band on this one, and I stuck this little tag in here. And I stamped on it. I guess I could put some of those in there. I don't have many of these tags though, so yeah, there might be one or two things that are different in some of them, but for the most part, they're about the same. And these are all vintage buttons, and isn't that pretty? Look at that button. Can you see that? They're really pretty little. I love buttons. I don't know, I have a thing for them. So, and that's the belly band too. I really do. And as a matter of fact, I scored the other day at my shop that I go to, my favorite antique shop that I love. And if I had a ton of money, oh my gosh, I would need my own shop, because I'd probably buy half the stuff they have. But I got a big, huge bowl of buttons for like $6. It was awesome. So here's another little cluster here and a tuck. Stuck some little people, the little Tim Holtz people on here. These are so fun to use. I've made a bunch of clusters with those, and they're so cute. And then one piece of fabric. That's not a vintage button there. No, that's a newer button, but it looks sort of vintage, but it's not. So anyhow, so that's this one. Let me see where I am on time. Oh, not too bad. Okay. So this is going to be a little bit of a lengthy video, but hopefully not too bad. So I'm going to real quick go through this. Now these two are the last two. These don't have the tags in them. But I just think they're so cute, because you really can. I mean, you can stuff these things full and tie them up, and they'll hold a lot. They're just really neat. Now this was from a, I don't know where I found that image, but he's been like glued on a piece of paper and then kind of sealed in there. I can't remember if he came out of a magazine or a book. I think he's a book page image. Anyway, but it's a blue jay. Isn't he pretty? And then this is cut out of like a thick paper bag, and I glued it down pretty good. This is a die cut that I have, the Tim Holtz, and I glued it down pretty good so it shouldn't go anywhere. And then there's some fabric and little, but I couldn't leave it a tuck spot. I had to get it glued on there. And then this is layers of muslin, and then this, it's like a tweedy kind of green fabric on top of it. And then on top of that here, I did the burlap. So, another cluster on the inside. And I'm not gonna keep pulling everything out. But, and this says start each day with a grateful heart. Same thing, guys, in all of these. And I love this book, that drawing book. I've used it in a lot of stuff. Okay, and this one I did put this one in here. Another one of those from Graphics Fairy. Little pieces, another little card. Little flip. And then on this one I have like a little, this is like a little vintage pearl. And I don't know, I mean, it's vintage. I don't know if it's a real pearl, y'all, but it, you know, it's a nice little button. And then the blue button there. And then on this paper clip, this was from a piece of, this is from my old piece of jewelry. I think it's really cool looking. So I took it apart. It was a bracelet that was kind of falling apart, but I took the little, just put a little charm on, made it into a little clip. And a little piece of muslin and some, this is a little piece of vintage, a scrap piece of lace on it. Inside that bag, little things stuck in there. I really did try to keep them consistent with the same types of things in each book that I've said like 500 times now. Anyway, okay, so that is that one. And this is the last one. This red, I kind of wanted something a little contrasting on this one. The red and the orange I thought was pretty, and the brown. So, now this one on the back, when I glued it, you can still kind of see that, but I kind of think that's cool. So it gives it kind of a different look. But anyway, hopefully somebody else will like it too. But, so another cluster in the front here, or little bits and pieces. This is a little bit different paper. This is some Tim Holtz. This is Curiosity there. This one says live, create, tell the story. Another little postcard. Well, not postcard, but it looks like it's like a large postage stamp image is what it looks like. My big hands aren't all in the way. And then this is the center of this one, and this one has the little, this little button. This is kind of a dark blue button, and this little paper clip with a little bead. Some more little Tim Holtz stuff. But these are currently listed in my Etsy shop that I've been working I've been working hard on, and I have to say thank you, a special thank you to my friend Phaedra and my friend Jessica, because they have really encouraged me to do that. So and then there's the last little cluster there and little bits and pieces. So that's the last one. So these are all listed right now, and I'll leave the link in the video if you're interested. Go check it out. And thank you guys again for everything, for your support. Thank you again, Phaedra and Jessica, for encouraging me to do Etsy, because I was really hesitant. I'm not always going to create probably at this many journals at one time. You know, I wanted to get a lot done, so I at least had some things to choose from in there, and then continue to create, and then add, you know, 1 or 2 journals here and there. I'm just not at the point where I can, you know, this was a challenge to myself to kind of do a bunch of journals and use up a bunch of stuff, and it was kind of a stash debuster. And get some things done and do something different and challenge myself, and it was fun. So, but it's been time consuming to get it all posted in Etsy and everything. And now I'm rambling again. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and if you have any questions, just leave me a comment here, or, you know, send me a message in the Etsy shop, and it's Carla E Creations, and I will leave the link in the video. Thank you guys. Love y'all. Have a great day.